Hey guys, back again, and I have a review on Red Dead Redemption for you guys today. The first thing I want to say is I think I've taken enough time to play the game, because what I like to do when I review games is I obviously play through them and get a really good opinion. And I can honestly say without hesitation that this is one of the best games to ever come out of anywhere. It's a very good game, and I just think they did an awesome job with it. Rockstar took over the series. The first game, if you guys don't know, was Red Dead Revolver, and it was made by a different company. And they decided not to make a sequel because of the lack of success of the franchise, and Rockstar decided to take it over. So you think automatically with Rockstar, you think Grand Theft Auto. But this is a Western game, so you're thinking, okay, Grand Theft Auto in the Old West, that sounds pretty cool. And, there's a lot of cool ideas, and fortunately, and good thing for us, this actually works out very well. They did a stellar job with this title, like I've said, and it's an impressive game. It really is. The first thing that you'll get into most likely is the story, and the story in this game is actually a very good story. It tells the tale of this lone wanderer type guy. The same old Rockstar scenario we're always put in by this company, and you're a lone wanderer. You have a dark past. You're trying to settle down, but your past won't allow you to, so you have to go loosen up some ends and maybe kill some people, do some errands, or whatever it'll take to get you to be able to get at peace finally. That's all I'm going to say about the story, other than the fact that it's a very rich and long story. The only other game that I could think of with a story this long would have to be like a San Andreas, because that story was like roughly over 107 missions, and this one is along the lines of that time to complete. So I was really happy when I was playing through it. I was like, alright, cool, I don't have to worry about it ending 6 hours into playing it. So like I said, the story is really good and it progresses just fine. They're, Rockstar's masterminds at telling a good story. The other thing that I want to talk about would be the little refinements that they made. They made a lot of refinements to this game that were not present in Grand Theft Auto 4. The first thing you'll notice is the graphics are a little better. And not saying that GTA 4's graphics were bad, I'm just saying that this game's graphics, it's another notch. They've stepped it up even more, and it's just amazing to see the engine grow the way they've had it grow. The map is absolutely gargantuan. It's very huge. The last map that I could think of that is this big would have to be like a Fallout 3 map, or even a San Andreas map. I mean, everybody knows how large that map was. But the problem with a lot of those games is they feel empty, like a little empty or repetitive with the map size being that large. But the crazy thing about this game is not only is it a large map, it's also very detailed, and it's very, what's the word I'm thinking? I'm thinking like there's a lot of change in scenery, a lot of diversity in the scenery, and you're not just in the same area over and over again. It's very diverse with the locales that you're in. Obviously the Western theme is around the whole thing, but you can go from a town to the desert, to gang hideouts. It's just, there's actually variety where you go. And that's amazing with the size of the game. The next thing that you'll probably notice with the game is the gameplay, obviously. You start playing and you notice, the first thing I noticed was the cover system is a lot smoother, and it's a lot more, it's just better. It's better in every way. The animations are better, it just looks better, it plays better, and it's more useful. Grand Theft Auto 4's cover system, I wasn't really one to quickly use it. It was a cool little tactic when you're trying to be stealthy, but other than that, I didn't use it a lot. I just, Grand Theft Auto is more running gun. This can be played as a cover shooter, and they've also changed the fact that in the old games, you had a health reticule. Well, in this one, you don't. You just regenerate health like a first-person shooter, so that adds to it. It's a lot like Uncharted would be, or Gears of War would be. You regenerate the health, and you're in a cover system, and the cover system is very useful in the game. The other thing that you'll notice, the two things about the gunplay you'll notice right off the bat. Number one, it's a lot easier and a lot more useful to aim the gun with free aim. In Grand Theft Auto 4, a lot of people like to snap in and out of the auto aim and just, pick people off with a headshot and end it quick. But for those of us who like to do the manual aim and, do the free aim, it was a little difficult. It's a little sketchy on Grand Theft Auto 4. They really brushed up on this, and they made it so much smoother, and it's just so much easier to use. It really is. I can't stress that enough. And it makes the game that much more enjoyable. And to top it off, they added a feature called Deadeye. And what it is actually is it slows down the action so you can pinpoint where you want to hit your target at. And that levels up throughout the progression of the game. And it gets to the point where it's a lot like VATS in Fallout 3, where you can slow down time and you can pick where you want to hit someone. So say I want to hit a guy in the kneecaps and then hit him in the head when he's on his knees, he dies. So what will happen is I pick those points and then I let go of the Deadeye and it takes off. That runs off of a meter on the side of your screen, but you'll learn more of that if you play the game. And I mean, I really think you should play the game, obviously. The next thing that I would talk about would be people, when you shoot people in Grand Theft Auto 4 or in previous Rockstar titles, there isn't any sign of them being shot. It's just the blood around them. In this game, they really took the gore up a notch, and they have actually like an entry point to the wound. So like if you hit me like right here, if I got shot right here, it would show my guy with like a hole in his head, and it would show where the bullet entered. So I think that's a great feature. It's not like super dismemberment or like Gears of War type gore or Dead Space gore, but it's just that extra little touch that it was needed, and it really adds to it. I mean, because the West is a gritty type of area, and that just adds to the whole grit and grime of the game. And I think that was a cool little feature. I mean, like there's an instance you can throw throwing knives at people. There's throwing knives in the game, and when you throw a throwing knife at someone and kill them with it, it actually is still stuck in the area you hit them at. The same thing with the bullet mark, like I said before. So the other thing you'll notice about the game, obviously, is you don't have cars anymore. You have a horse, or you'll have whatever else you can get your hands on to ride. And I mean, a lot of people, they're like, I don't know if that's going to be cool, but it actually works out really well. And it surprised me actually how well the animals in this game move, because there's chickens, there's dogs, there's horses, obviously, there's bison, and there's bears and everything. It really surprised me how well the animal movement is, because Rockstar has a Euphoria engine, which is made for NPC movement, and it's just amazing. Like, it really shines in this game. The horse movement, and just the showing the way the horse is galloping or whatever, its tail, flopping in the wind or whatever, that is the best horse animations that I've seen since probably Shadow of the Colossus, which is the last game I could really think of that I played a lot that had a horse in it. But I mean, this is just on a whole nother level. The shadow, everything's on point and together, like Rockstar always has their games. They always have them running smooth. The other thing I want to go on to is the multiplayer, which is probably the most enjoyable part of this game if you're not into the story. Obviously, the story holds its own with any multiplayer, but this multiplayer is a little more extensive compared to Grand Theft Auto 4. There's more incentive to level up. You unlock character skins and different animals to ride on. And then you just unlock different weapons. I mean, you get better stuff when you level up. In Grand Theft Auto 4, you really didn't get that option, so it's kind of more incentive to keep leveling up. The other thing is you have a co-op option now. It's actually called Posseing Up, and what it is, it's like party mode, but it's way more enjoyable than party mode ever was, honestly. What you can do is, if you want to, you can get a gang of friends and just walk around and be outlaws together, or you can be good guys together. And speaking of outlaws or good guys, another point I want to make is they added a feature in this game that really I like a lot. They made a lot of jumps to the RPG type game, and they're going into that realm a little more with this game. You can you have an honor system, and obviously if you do good deeds, you gain honor and you gain fame. You become a famous good person. But if you do bad things, you lose honor and you become an outlaw, and you get known better as a bad person. The other thing is, when you're in the city or whatever, obviously there's no cops. There's a sheriff though. So when you get in trouble with the civilians in the city and you start killing people, someone will actually go and it'll show a cutscene, and they'll like go cry to the sheriff and he'll come after you. So I think that's, like I said, the whole atmosphere of the game is right on point, and it's just locked in awesome. Just there's a lot of features you can do. I mean, you can go hunting if you want to. You can go hunting for bears, for birds or whatever. And that's another thing you can spend time doing. There's chests everywhere, so you look in the chest, so there's an RPG element to it. You can sell and buy things, trade them. And then also there's tons of side quests in this game. I mean, you'll be riding around your horse somewhere in the desert, and you could find a guy maybe in distress, or you can find another guy who needs your help with something, and you can choose whether or not to help them or not. Or say you see people getting robbed, and you can go up and help them, or you can just wait for the fight to end and kill the people who are left and take all their stuff. You have little elements like this that really tweak it and make it last that much longer. And I definitely say that this game is one of the longer lasting games out there right now. Rockstar is notorious for this. I mean, even back in the day before they had the option for multiplayer, GTA games were still always in the system because it's a fun game. You have all these random events that you never know what would happen. And these are definitely present in this game. It's a Rockstar game, true and true, but I mean, it's just a Western feel, and it's a really good game. They did a great job with it. The other thing that I want to say to people who are thinking maybe I should buy it, maybe I shouldn't, take these 3 things into consideration. Well, number one, if you like Rockstar games, then this is definitely a win because Rockstar brings it every time they make a title. So just take that into consideration. If you've played a Grand Theft Auto game or if you've played Bully, you're gonna like this if you like those games. The other thing is the Western. If you're into like Western films, if you like watching movies like Tombstone, then you're gonna really like this movie. You're gonna like this game. Actually, it's because it's the Western feel. You get into it more. And then the third thing that I would think would be really important is, I mean, if you're really like looking strenuously and you're trying to find that one game that's actually worth buying, this is it. I mean, you're not gonna waste your money on it. I would say if you're really still skeptical about it, go rent it. Maybe watch some gameplay footage. It's just find something that will show you what this game has to offer because it really has a lot to offer. So I mean, that's all I have to say on the game. It's a great game. You guys should definitely check it out. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. Just let me know what you guys think about it. I think it's great. You guys take it easy.